Welcome back to what Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a VK3001H. It's a tier 5 heavy tank, German heavy tank. It's located on the west spawn of Westfield and it's under the command of SlyMeerkat of FILO. Now this is a battle from some time ago, in fact from 2018 I believe, or maybe early 2019. And this tank has now become a medium actually in the tech tree. And well, there's a reason behind that. The fact that it says VK3001 means it was a 30 ton tank. And this one, where it says H at the end, means that it was the Henschel version of the 30 ton tank. Now the 30 ton tank specification was put out by the Wehrmacht, or rather their requisition arm, in 1940. And two tanks came about. One of them was the VK3001H and the other one was the VK3001P, the Porsche version. And of course you might have seen that in the battle. That is in as a medium tank now. Now the 30 ton tank project was actually cancelled, but it was actually the tanks that were designed that actually led up to the Tiger tank in the end, along the way. And well, he's firing at the KV-1. I think he's got the 75cm gun. Yes, he has. Okay, there's a variety of guns you can have with this tank, including a 5cm, a 75mm, and also you can get a 105mm derp gun. Okay, so he's really having a good go at that KV-1. He killed him. A blind kill as well at that. Now he's firing APCR at the moment. He's got 135 alpha with the standard AP, 157mm of penetration, 221 with the APCR. So he doesn't really need to fire APCR at that T67 because the standard AP will go straight through that thing like a hot knife through butter. And of course he knows there's some tank destroyers over there, so it's probably not a good idea to come up. Okay, now, oh, that was pretty final for the T67. The KV-1 behind us got the kill. There he is over there. That was the guy who was trolling us right at the start. Well, not trolling. I think he was just impatient to get to where he wanted to go. Now he's changing position because I don't think he wants to face any of those tank destroyers. There's a T40 over there. Oh, he's just run into the Panzer 38 NA. Back then there was team damage, and well, he might have actually done some team damage there by accidentally running into the Panzer 38 NA. Okay, KV-1S. He's using standard AP. You see he's going straight through because the armour on the KV-1S is much lighter than on the KV-1, so because it was made to go faster, so they stripped some of the armour off, and of course that was a bit of a bad move because it just makes the KV-1S a bit easier to penetrate. Well, the KV-1S is now going after Arty, but he's just been wiped out with one round from the 3001H. And I think that Sly now wants to get at that Type T34 just around the corner. He's auto aimed on, one shot's all it takes. So he's now got 3 kills already, and he's going after a Hetzer, a Panzer 38 NA and an AMX 40. We're down in the valley. Now the armour on this thing isn't particularly good, I'm afraid. Yes, it is pretty weak. Whoa, bit too close there. It is pretty weak armour, but the gun's fairly good. And one shot all takes care of the Hetzer. Dialing in on the M3 Lee. One shot at long range. Go for the AMX 40 Duck, who managed to get around to hit us but didn't pen. And he gets taken out by the Panzer 38 NA across the valley. Okay, so now we've got to deal with the T40 and that Panzer 38 NA on the enemy team. And yeah, they've got a P2640 as well, the Italian medium, which is rather good. He's across the valley at the moment. Now the KV-1 has dealt with the T40, so we don't have to deal with that problem. I'm a bit puzzled as to why he's actually headed back to his cap, But there was a looks in the valley. And, oh, well, both him and the Panzer 38 NA have been wiped out. So, in fact, actually, one of our members of our team has actually gone blue, according to this. Or was that the enemy? No, it's the enemy player that's gone blue. Their P2640 just killed one of their own guys. I think that was the... Yes, it was the medium. The enemy medium actually took out his own looks. Which is rather nice of him. But obviously it's made him go blue. So he's probably done a lot of team damage before. This was back in the days when it was possible to go blue during battle by doing too much damage to your own team. Of course, that's changed with the new mechanics and the fact that team damage is now switched off. Well, Sly's going to go up the other side of the battlefield because there's only 3 left. And, well, the M3, the P2640, and, oh, what's going on with that Chi-He? Seems to be stuck. It's coming down now, though. It's painfully slow, this tank, but it is 30 tons. And you remember, the Tiger actually ended up as 50 tons. So that's a huge, huge difference. 20-ton difference. They added 20 tons of armor, armament, and, of course, a much bigger engine. But the original concept was to have a tank like this. This was Henschel's version. And the VK3001P was actually containing the petrol-electric drive that Porsche came up with. And that M3L kind of surprised Sly. But he took 2 rounds and he's out the game. I think I can see why the P2640 actually shot his own looks. He was probably aiming at our Panzer 38 NA at the time, but accidentally the shell went straight into his teammate and took him out instead. So the scores are now even. There's 2 left on either side. Now back then, the VK3001H was the heavy tank, so had more hit points, 314. No, actually, I think it has the same hit points now, but it's just classified as a medium now, a rather slow medium, rather than a heavy tank. Well, going to do a bit of spotting up in the bush. Remember, he'll have a heavy tank view range, which is kind of short. That Chi-He's going to have better view range than he will. I have a sneaking suspicion that Panzer 38 NA is going to slip round behind us and try and cap. Because they may know that the VK is a very, very slow tank. And of course, if they do know that, then obviously they're going to try and take advantage of the fact that once he's round 2/3 of the way around the other side of the battlefield, he's not going to be able to make it back before they cap out. So what we're looking for now is any sign that the Chi-He has been spotted. Now, by that I mean he takes some damage from an enemy tank. Well, there's a blind shot in that direction. I'd also be very cautious about wasting ammunition at this stage of the game. Still with 5 kills. Next kill he gets a Top Gun. And, well, the Chi-He's managed to get most of the way to the enemy cap. I just have this horrible feeling we're about to hear the cap counter start up at the other end of the map. And he has to charge all the way back, only to lose. Yes, it started. I was right. They are going to try and cap. Now, to build up speed, he's actually put himself downhill, not all the way into the valley. He's going to try and keep on this first level. The Chi-He started capping, so I think he's not coming back. He's definitely going to try and cap out, and he's relying on SlyMeerkat to get a reset. Oh, no, he's been reset himself because he's left the cap. Oh, no, I'm not sure this is a wise decision. He's actually decided to pick up a bit more speed by going down into the valley. The thing you have, the advantage of height, actually means you can see most of the cap, and the lower you go down into the valley, the more those buildings become obstructions. And if the enemy hides behind the buildings, there's no way that you can get a reset, because you've got to get past the buildings to shoot at the enemy. And remember, I said it's a very slow tank because it's very heavy. So he's firing as he's moving in the hope that a lucky shot will actually hit. Oh, he did it! He got a lucky shot that reset the cap, and he's done it again. There's the enemy tank, the P2640, and they were both there. They weren't both capping at the same time, but he's taken out the P26, which just leaves the Panzer 38NA now. The Chi-He's behind us, but it was a damn close thing that he almost didn't make it back. And I suspect that, well, Sly probably has got enough for a defender, I think. I hope. But that Panzer 38NA, he's probably got enough speed to run away. And with 3 minutes 43 on the clock, it means the Chi-He would have been better off staying in the enemy cap, because after a reset, he would have been virtually all the way to cap out and would have earned an invader medal. Sly's having a quick look behind the buildings to see if he can find that Panzer 38NA, but I think he's flown the coop. I think he's gone up the hill through the bushes. He's a fast little light tank based on the Czech Panzer 38T. Yeah, he's gone. And I doubt the Chi-He's ever going to catch him. And that means now... Oh, he didn't! He doubled back round! He foxed all of us! There he is! And he's still here. Big mistake by the Panzer 38. Takes him round on the move from Sly, who's good at aiming, that sort of thing. Freehand aiming. Go for it. Yes! Wins the game! He gave that one away. If he'd stayed hidden, both these tanks might have gone back to the enemy cap, and he would have slipped into the cap and started capping before they could get back. Well, let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for SlyMeerkat from FILO in the VK3001H. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He got 11. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. He did pick up a defender. Yes, he reset the cap enough times to get a defender medal, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. And this battle took place in March 2019. So it's over a year ago. Let's have a look at the team scores. He did get the highest damage, 1,928 hit points. The next highest scorer was the Panzerkampfwagen 38TNA, the guy he killed right at the end. 913 to him, 755 to the P2640, although he was blue at the end of the battle. That was gender 1. When it came to kills, it was Sly again with 7 kills. He got the top gun and 1 on top. Then there was 3 kills for the Type 3 Chi-Nu, the M3 Lee, and the Panzer 38TNA. And when it came to base XP, it was Sly again. So he's got the top in all 3 columns, 1,199 base. And then the next high scorer was that Panzer 38TNA with 506. And after that, it was the Chi-Nu with 484. He fired 30 rounds, got 22 direct hits and 19 penetrations. Damage of 1,928 hit points, of which 123 were at more than 300 meters. He received 6 hits, 4 of them were penetrations, 2 non-penetrations, and 55 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 7 killed, and 74 defense points on the cap. On a premium count, he earned 41,534 credits, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he took away a profit of 3,668 credits. Now, he came very close to making a loss because he fired so much APCR during that game. 1,799 XP, and there was no multiplier, so that's all the experience points he took away. But he got an ace tanker in this vehicle, and it's fairly difficult to, because this thing doesn't have very great armor. It's basically just one step up from the DW2, which most people think is an absolutely dreadful tank. It is at tier 4. Well, this is the next step up, but it really still doesn't have any armor, and anything that touches it normally goes straight through. But on this occasion, he was lucky, and he was able to turn it into a win, and of course got a nice set of medals with it. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and we'll have another SlyMeerkat replay for you very shortly. Thanks for watching.